And we're live.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody.
Let's welcome everybody to a very special live episode of Across the Pond. Tonight, during this month, we're going to discuss autism awareness. We have two very special guests, Texas Mama and an advocate for liberty. They're going to help us weed through a little bit of information between the US and the United Kingdom. That's what we do here. And we're going to have a little fun while we're doing it. We're going to go a little around the room and introduce everybody. Tell us who you are, what you're doing, who you're doing it with.
So we'll start with below me. So that is Tim.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who was below you. I'm beside you on my screen.
Oh.
So, sure, to stay online, right?
He told me I could be myself, so go ahead.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good. Yeah, I'm an advocate for liberty on all social medias, and I try to stand up for rights of people's rights, like harm reduction or anything, any type of right to choose. And one of the things I've really have been pushing this past year, because it's been so bad, it's mental health awareness and your right to being feeling better, basically, controlling your own self and trying to do what I can to try and help people when they are in need. That said, Caitlin actually is the inspiration for this month to get me really motivated into autism awareness this month. And yeah, that, yep. Then check out the wall. She'll show you in a second. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'll talk the rest later at the end of the show and stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm about. Just trying to help people as best we can. Trying to keep people from going through what I went through in the past myself, going through severe depression and such. Mama, go
Me?
for it.
Me? I got it. My name's Josh. I'm the Vaping Jedi. You probably know me. You may not know me. Either way, doesn't matter. This is who I am. I'm from Massachusetts. My 9-year-old daughter was diagnosed with autism awareness. Autism awareness. Yeah, she was diagnosed with that. Fucking idiot. She was
We're
diagnosed with
aware of Austin.
autism
Austin awareness. Yeah.
spectrum disorder when she was about 3. It's been a long road to get the diagnosis that and the services that she deserves and the services she needs, both in school and out of school. And we still have a long road ahead of us. She's doing much better now that she is back to in-person learning. Her social emotional awareness has gotten a lot better over the last few weeks, and my wife and I can't be any happier. But um, yeah, welcome to Across the Pond. We're glad to have everybody here. Buckle up. Let's have some fun. Let's get some interaction with the chat. We've got a lot of information to cover. But, oh, all you.
Who am I doing it to? Myself. I'm doing it myself in Texas. Who I'm doing it with, don't worry about that. Y'all don't need to know. Myself. Again, doing it to myself. Just kidding, y'all. Well, hi, Hope from San Antonio, Texas. I got a daughter, as everybody knows, Caitlin, Caitlin's World, 5'4" on IG. I'm under Texas Mama 09. My daughter was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. She is going to be 20 next month.
Yay.
On Star Wars Day. May the Force be with you. And yeah, it's been a road, and it still is. Even though I know a lot, I still don't know a lot. I'm going to learn for the rest of my life. So her transitional period's been rough. She's about 8-year-old mentality wise, but she's dope. She's more liked than me in this community. I love it. I love it. Everybody will ask, "Where's Caitlin?" "Oh, you're all right." "Oh, but where's Caitlin?" "Yeah, okay." But I like it that way. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely.
Can you hear me now?
We
Sweet.
could hear you beforehand.
Oh, can you? Well, my name's Sloane.
Stop playing with your button on your headphone.
Actually, it could be it, or it could be Ern just telling you you're muted just
He
for
likes
fun.
playing with
Like,
his
it could
button.
happen. Yeah.
That's why I'm back. I'm not going through that again. Welcome
Dangle
to
plaques.
Across the Pond.
Nick would be proud. Dangle plaques all over the place.
Yeah, I think that was a massive potato right there. Okay. Well, before we start, I just want to say Ramadan Mubarak to any fellow Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I hope you're having a great Ramadan, and I hope that Allah blesses you with everything you ask for. Right, let's get on with the show.
I believe the appropriate response would be Ramadan Kareem.
That is correct. Good man. See, he learns more than me. So, right, let's get on
Anyway,
to
so
main
that's
topic.
kind of a little spoiler. So our next episode,
It is.
well, these people who are listening to us versus watching us aren't going to tell, but next episode in a couple of weeks, we are going to have another guest on, and it is going to be Adam's wife. She is going to bring us through all of information about Ramadan, because I'm curious.
Oh.
I've never really
Yeah.
known too much about it, and with new family members, you're always curious about what their traditions are. So that's going to be fun.
Most definitely. Sounds awesome.
So
That
that sounds
does.
a bit new. Am I still echoing, guys? Hello?
I can hear
Such
you.
a wanker.
Stop doing this. Stop doing this.
I keep my hands up. Yeah, I think I can hear an echo as well, but it's fine. I'll get that sorted before I start talking again.
None of this. None of this.
I'll sit like this. Is that all right?
All I can say is you're lucky Duchess isn't in here. He would
Oh,
grill you. Right
he'd
there.
rip me a new
Yeah.
one.
Lucky Duchess
Duchess
isn't
is
here.
usually everywhere. Where is he? Just
He's in
don't
Las
say his
Vegas.
name anymore, because then he'll show up.
He's in Las Vegas.
One more time,
right
one more
now.
time, and he'll be here. No, he's
Oh,
in
that's
Vegas.
right. He's in Vegas.
He's like
For his
Candyman. He
sister's
says his name
birthday.
3 times and he turns up.
Well, he did show up last night. We were talking about.
Oh,
last
no,
night,
we
his
better
street
shut
crew,
up, 'cause
and he
it's happened.
showed right up. He showed
With
up
other
last night.
people too. So no. Don't say no names.
Pizza delivery guy. Pizza delivery guy.
Yeah. I'll send you my
Right.
address.
I'm all
Go for some pizza.
like
Right.
that.
Let's get into it. Right. Hope, do you want to explain your story with Caitlin autism and what you had to go through?
Sure. Okay.
Adam, do
Well,
you have your stream muted?
Yeah, I think I do. Let me double check.
I can see him. I don't know. Can you see him? Because I can and hear him fine.
Is that better?
Unmute yourself.
Now he's muted. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm talking about on YouTube.
That would help, wouldn't it? Is
I
that
can
better?
see him. I don't know. Can you see him? Technical difficulties,
I
y'all.
know.
Hear him.
What's going
fine.
Is that
on,
better?
my dude?
There we
Oh,
go.
look
Unmute
at this,
yourself.
I don't have.
Sorted.
Now he's muted. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
If
Hello,
we're talking about on
everybody.
YouTube,
That would help, wouldn't it?
Hello,
Do you know what?
everybody.
I'm just going to go. You guys just going to carry on.
I can see him. I don't know. Can you
Have a
see
nice
him?
night.
Technical difficulties,
I
y'all.
know.
If
What's
it pleases
going
everybody,
on,
my dude.
There we
Yeah,
go.
And then
yeah,
if
yeah.
you
I don't have.
Sorted.
Now he's muted.
we're obviously in the U.S. in a vape mail ban, and that's a kick in the dick. But there's really not much we can do about that at the moment, other than continuing to advocate for a less harmful alternative. Right now in Alaska, House Bill 110, 75% wholesale tax on e-liquids, devices, and components. So you're looking at everything: cotton, coils, batteries, the whole nine. It hasn't made it past an introduction point yet, though, but it's definitely something that CASA is looking at. And anybody in Alaska, whether you're listening or watching, I doubt either way, but still,
Never know.
contact your representatives. Tell them
Keep
that
an
you
eye on that.
strongly
It-
disagree with a wholesale tax, because that's not only going to hurt the end user, that's going to hurt shops too.
That's what happened here in Vermont. That's why most of the shops closed. We have a 92% wholesale tax that passed before the 9/11 situation with Uvalde. So it will cripple your state, and especially being Alaska, you don't really have many options.
No.
So definitely keep an eye on that.
Wisconsin has a proposed 71% tax on all vapor products. They also have a proposed indoor vaping ban for the 2021 to 2023 budget. Again, something that's just been proposed, not quite made it past the introduction point yet, but this shit's just dangerous, and nobody's realizing it. Texas, CASA is currently monitoring a flavor ban and tax legislation. Wow, I suck tonight. Affecting all vapor products. The Senate Bill 216 and 211 both have to do with taxes. Same as House Bill 1255 and 1253. State
Thank
Bill
you, John
440
Cornyn.
and 863 are introducing that flavor ban. So these are bills that they're monitoring. Haven't really been much movement on them yet. But
If y'all need local numbers for the homeboys, let me know. Ted Cruz to
Yep.
Cornyn. Those are the only two.
Adam,
Let me know. I can get it for you.
Adam, this one's gonna hit home for your family in Missouri. It's actually a halfway decent one. CASA's requesting that you support House Bill 517. It prohibits local governments from making laws regulating vapor and alternative nicotine products.
Okay.
Local governments can still tax, but the rules on sales remain with the state. So for right now, that's a good thing.
Okay.
We're supporting something in a state for once.
Oh, my lot chew tobacco. I don't think they vape.
Yeah.
Bloomington, Minnesota City Council is introducing a flavor ban and vapor and flavored tobacco products. So your Swisher Sweets and your flavored cigars and whatnot. Those are also involved. I mean, as a harm reduction advocate, as we all are, as a human being, I'm not going to tell somebody that they can't smoke. I'm going to tell them that they shouldn't, and that they should make the healthy decision to quit, whether that be vapor products or something else. But at the end of it, you're an adult and you can make your own decisions. But I strongly suggest you work on quitting. Last but not least, the state of Minnesota, 95% tax on nicotine. It may be extended to include devices. Tell the tax committee to keep new taxes out of the budget. So it's pretty much what I've got for the.
I've got one
vaping
more.
news. Tim, you got something for us?
Yeah, state of Vermont has an active flavor ban going through. Big Tobacco's helping. It's only through phone conferences right now. So other than putting in your 2 cents, like each week, you can write comments on like the notes and stuff. There's not much you can do right now, so that's why I haven't really even bothered with CASA, because I can't do anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as that changes, I'll try to get that information out there. But
Awesome.
there is an active flavor ban, but tobacco's involved because they couldn't pass it alone last year when I tried. So,
Kentucky Shine, thanks for stopping by, bud.
yep.
Right, on to the UK.
Yeah, we're going across the pond.
I found out what was wrong. I had the audio on monitor and output, so that's why we was getting the echo. Just had to Google it. So sorry guys about that. Right, in the UK, we
Guys, what
are
I
in
put up with.
Vapril, which is the Vaping Awareness Month this month. I urge you all to go to the UK Vaping Association on Instagram or their website and sign up for Vapril. It is like, I don't know if you have it in America, like Stoptober, when they're trying to get people to stop smoking.
Yeah.
Well, this is trying to get smokers onto vaping. So there's a massive push this month to get smokers onto vaping, and another thing is they're trying to push with the NHS to actually give like cigarettes, small vaporizers to people that are smoking that are wanting to quit. That's being looked at the moment, which is great. Well, my doctor told me to change to vaping when I was still smoking. So they were telling us to do it, but now they're trying to put in place for people that obviously can't afford 30 quid for a vaping product, that they'll just hand them out to them, which is great. Because to be honest, I don't know if you're in the same mindset as mine. If they give it to you, you're gonna try it, aren't you? It's a freebie at the end of the day, and you're gonna give it a go. So hopefully, if 1 out of 100 people will use that and quit, we've sort of won. That's one less person that's going to die of tobacco. We're still trying to push with the government to help us do the regulations rather than letting them take over. So you need to get hold of, if you sign up to the we.vape.uk, have a look at that. It's great little site. They're on Instagram as well. And they're trying to get us to help write regulations on how to go forward, because obviously coming out of Brexit, everything's changing. So we want to be able to regulate it ourselves, actually have an input into it. So hit them up. Any ideas, anything you can think of, get over there. That's literally it for the UK. We don't really have any bad news. It's all looking good. So fingers crossed. So it's just a shame we can't come over to your side of the pond and sort of help out that way. But apparently we're different people.
You know what? It's helping though, because the pushback, like against Who and Bloomberg
Yeah.
in the UK, is a big thing. I didn't expect to see for 4 or 5 years at least. You know, with other industries, it took longer. That
Yeah.
pushback starting, it could push things back the right way.
I think
So-
it's mainly basically because we don't make money out of tobacco. We don't make
Nope.
money out of ill people. We lose money.
Yeah.
So if we can
you're
get
better off being
people onto
healthy.
vaping, and if your doctor sees it's 95 or 97, like it's somewhere in between that now, safer than smoking, they're going to push it. We got a couple of vape shops and a couple of hospitals, which is outstanding. And it's mental. I was saying to Josh, I walk down my road 10 minutes and there's about 13 vape shops everywhere, and we've got DIY shops, specialist DIY shops in my local town. So it's like what's it called, Flavor Chef type thing, but actually in a shops you can go in. There's all your concentrates, or you can buy short fills. We really have it all over here, and it's a shame that what they're doing to you guys, and it's sad. It really is sad. But let's hope. Let's look on the bright side of life, and hopefully it's just a blip in the road.
Oh shit! Addy Tooney's here.
Addie's here.
Got the legend has
Yeah.
arrived.
He has.
I've heard so many good things
And,
about that.
and the
Man.
dog is gassy, and wow, this is bad.
Oh, here come the dog farts.
Oh, bad. It's been like this whole time. If you notice, I haven't picked up a vape. There's a reason why, because I can't. No.
It's gonna taste like dog ass.
Yeah.
So when your eyes start watering, it's not that you're sad.
No. Oh,
He's whinging from the smell.
it's bad. It's real bad. So
Oh, that reminds me of
Yeah.
my dog when she used to do that. She used to leave the room and leave me with a smell. Come on,
Oh,
love.
Now that's what you do with tea.
Yeah.
My dog that
Yeah.
passed away last year. My dog that passed away last year. I used to do that. Go up against him, walk away, just be a jackass to the dog because he didn't care. Well, he learned how to drive bys the same way, and then I had to stop because he got good at it. He would come right over and look right up at me, like he's smiling almost, and walk away. But his were lethal, so I was like, "Okay, you win. We're done."
Oh.
Well, as it's always said on our show, we are not a 100% vape centric show. We are brought together by the fact that we are all vapors, but we're here to talk about other stuff. And that other stuff is very important and holds a very special place in my heart. Um, Getting to know Hope over the last month, the stories are so similar that it's scary. But definitely think we've both made the right decision to get to know each other. We can
Definitely.
we can all help one another.
Yes, definitely. I agree with that. It's been a good month. I look forward to many more with all of you. Sorry, I'm not in chat, so whoever's there.
Everybody's
You
waving
could
at
be,
you.
you're waving to nobody. There's no one there.
It's picking up.
I don't got a dog. I don't got a dog drive by in my house. It's mostly me that does that.
Oh, KVT's in the house.
KVTV. Yeah,
Don't
there
worry,
he
Hope,
is.
that's me.
Oh,
Hey, how are you, bud?
I'm all.
So,
Don't forget to do the wave for
uh,
KVTV.
what's the where's the order going? What do you want to do?
Right, should we, as obviously it's a
I
bit
know
of a
you've
start with, go
you've
on.
got some questions, Hope, and I know Adam's probably got some questions. I'm sure chat can come up with some questions. I mean, let's just roll. Let's just roll with this.
I'm kind of curious to hear Adam, to be honest with you, because being that I'm not from the UK and there's stuff that you're going to teach me tonight, so I would love to hear your stuff, and then I can throw my
Okay.
thoughts in the mix if you like.
Okay. So now you got to listen to my voice for the next hour. Yeah. Don't fall asleep. Right. I have a notepad full of stuff for you.
Oh, I see you've brought your brain with you.
I've brought the wife's pen with me. She helped me write it all down.
For those of you who don't know, Adam's wife is his brain.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I'd
they
be able
usually
to get up
are.
for work at the moment in the morning if it wasn't for her. Talking about my wife, she's smiling at me in the background. One of her friends.
That's because she's plotting your demise.
Yeah, tell me about it. One of her friends, Nadia, her son Adam was diagnosed in May 2019 with autism. So I reached out to her and said, "Do you mind just sending me your story? What happened, like the processes and that. And if you don't mind, we'll talk about it on the podcast." She was more than happy and sent me through a lot of information. I've already said to Hope I'll send it to you if you want to read it in details. It's quite a harrowing story. But I'm literally going to run through just some points that we wrote down from it. Nadia already had a background in working with disability children within a school, so she had the understanding, and she could actually pinpoint signs that her son was getting a bit of had autism. Her local GP, which is a general practitioner, so going to your doctor, were unhelpful. She repeatedly approached them with her concerns. So she went 4 or 5 times saying, "I think my son's autistic, can you help?" And they were really unhelpful. Adam was 18 months and was not using any gestures or words to communicate. She had to self-refer him for speech and language. So she had no help. She had to go and find it herself. He's had many meltdowns due to the lack of communication and action. So poor kid, 18 months old. just could not communicate. Health visitor was helpful, but she had to chase the ASDA, which is the Autism Spectrum Disorder Assessment Service, repeatedly as they were incompetent and actually lost the files on her son after chasing this up. There were workshops offered, but parents couldn't attend as they were always during the week. So if you're a working parent, you've got a child, you've got to take time off work to then take a child to these workshops to try and help them. So it really wasn't helpful to her at all. Referred to a family support unit from the National Autistic Society, but only heard from them twice in the last 2 years, which is sad. I'm running through these quite quickly, but these are just the main points.
So what you're saying is the specialists didn't keep up with follow-ups and contact?
She had 2 in 2 years, and initially they lost the files on Adam.
That's other than losing the files, it's pretty similar here. You have to keep on them.
Yeah.
Especially especially over here, because things like that cost a fuckload of money. And sometimes insurance companies will fight you for paying it. You guys with your, the universal health care, not saying that it is a perfect system, but it's definitely better than what we've got over here. Just some things need a little bit further of a push, and this is something that needs that further of a push.
Yeah. Well, there was a positive, whereas Adam's school has been so helpful in making him feel comfortable, and his primary school have actually helped him to try and feel comfortable and help him around the children and around teachers.
Excellent.
But the local council also lost his documents. She had to reapply for him. They lost sensitive information and reports on him, so the files just went missing, which is ridiculous. The SEN, which is the Special Educational Needs department in the local borough, wouldn't reply back to calls or emails, had to go down there to the office in person. She was put under a lot of mental strain and stress, because sometimes I know, especially in America, where your states are massive, ours aren't actually that big, but it's still maybe an hour out of your way to go and chase up the special education system. Nadia doesn't have much family support. They try to help, but find it difficult to understand his needs. The only support he has is from his parents and sister.
Sometimes having the support system at home makes a world of difference. But it's nice hearing that the teachers and the administrators have helped him navigate school life, because
you don't find that here.
You don't get help with navigation. It's just you drop your kid off at school and that's it. You're done. And the kids sit there in a classroom and they listen. Sometimes they melt down. And
or you become a room mom, or like I did. I put myself in the classroom. They didn't like it. What could they do? They could throw me out. So I was there, like, out of the 5 days, 4 days out of the week with Caitlin.
Wow.
At 3 hours. Oh, hell yeah. I was like, nope. What's that? Nope. What are you doing? What's that? Why are you doing that? What's that? Oh, Miss Clever, you can go home now. No, not finished yet. But thank you.
That's mental.
So, I can understand that.
The last little bit that we took notes from is she said there needs to be more support for parents to deal with a new diagnosis. Services need to be ready for new cases. There should be courses so parents can learn what autism is and what it entails for your child. More mental and emotional support is needed for these parents, because it seems like, just from this is literally like this much compared to what she gave me, which was huge. It seems like they sort of go, your child's got autism, and there's nothing in place to sort of say, this is what you're going to experience, this is how you're going to feel, this is how they're going to feel. So there didn't seem to be any of that at all, and it just seems to be, in my eyes, there's no communications between the schools, any partner agencies, between the council, between the NHS, local GPs. They all seem to know, but there's no networking, should we say, between the lot of them. And to lose sensitive information and to lose a report on a child, it seems unheard of. It shocked me massively. But Josh has read it. It is quite harrowing, just emotionally and mentally what this poor lady has gone through, and that's literally in the first 2-3 years of this child's 4 years of this child's life. Hope, I know,
Now-
I know Caitlin's in her 20s, and you said this is better than what you had to go through. It is sad state of affairs where you
Most
have to
definitely,
fight.
No, because back then, like I tell Josh, when Kayla was diagnosed, that was 17 years ago, where you couldn't find developmental pediatricians. ABA therapy wasn't created yet. You didn't have what these parents have now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we fought for those things to make them happen. There's a lot more help now after 17 years, and I'm glad for that. Like I told Tim the other day, and I told Josh, I'm glad that I went through what I did, because I think I would have been involved, but not as involved as I am now, being the
Yeah.
advocate I am. But I fought a lot for her to create something for our autism community, because there was nothing. There's zero
Mm.
help. So I'm really grateful that you guys are able to get the help. Josh, with your kid now, she still has a long road, most definitely. But I'm glad that there's more help now than there was 17 years ago. Stuff.
I've got a couple of more things that you might be interested in. Spoke to someone who's a head of a year in a secondary school, so that's 11 to 17-year-olds. Basically, there's no specific training for teachers to what to look out for.
Wow.
All it is the person I spoke to said that he managed to refer 4 people just because he noticed that something wasn't quite right. You can go to the parents, and they're the one who has to then refer the child. So if God forbid we in a public school and the parents are too busy to pay attention to their kids, which we know nowadays that's generally the case. They're more busy with other stuff. They don't want to look after their own kids, and they're not taking their kids to be tested or get looked at. That poor kid hasn't got a leg to stand on. So there should be more in place for teachers and carers to sort of come forward to the medical team to be able to refer children, for them to then contact the parents and go, look, we've had this report, can we please see your child? Rather than it all being going to the parents saying, I think your child needs to be looked at. And to be honest, there's probably a couple of people, if you said that about your child and you think your child's fine, you're not going to take that well, are you? And they're probably not going to do nothing about it. So that's what I had from a school. From the police side of things, this is only the Metropolitan Police, which is London. We're not talking about Bedfordshire Police or anything like this. No, they have a system that if someone comes to light that you think has learning difficulties, or they're on some sort of spectrum, or on their eyes not normal, you can then do a report, and then it's then linked to partner agencies, which is social services, childcare, and then they pick it up, and then they go ahead and then go to the families to then get the child or the adult assessed. But the police do not have training for that sort of thing. They get trained for people excited delirium. I don't know if you have that over there. So it's like when people are mental on drugs and they just go absolutely crazy. It's like to look out for signs for that. They don't
Here
get
we call it an EDP, an emotionally disturbed person.
Yeah, so they get training for that, but they do not get the training to spot if someone is on a spectrum, or if they're not getting treated right.
Well,
But I suppose from a police side of things, you can look at it in the fact of, obviously the police have to deal with a lot daily, but there should be some sort of input. I spoke to a friend of mine who is a police officer, who stated that there isn't that sort of training for an SNT, which is local police. They deal with like local issues. They walk. They're like beat officers. They have a system where if they feel that someone isn't right, they can check to see if they've got a carer, or they can check if they're with the doctors whether they're on anything. So there is stuff in place, but for the general police you're going to deal with. So say like if an autistic person has a meltdown, they're going to be treated like everybody else, which is not right.
Whew. Whew.
Um,
Well, an autistic child got shot to death.
No.
Was it Caitlin? A couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
You told me, how old was the kid? Teenager?
Yes.
A cop killed an autistic teenager last week here in the States.
So do your police not have the same training as well?
No, not everywhere. No. Here we have it, but I can't tell you we're perfect at it because I trained San Antonio Police Department to be more involved, and our EMTs, fire departments and whatnot. And I've trained with them and I work with them,
Yeah.
but not as good. No.
it's not a
No.
it's not
No.
a standard of training
No. Mm-mm.
that most departments have.
Okay.
I can speak to Massachusetts and some towns in Rhode Island. It seems to be a town or municipality only. It's not a state specific. The next town over, Somerset, they do a wonderful job, and I'm not just talking about, you know, making patches and making seatbelt covers and to make people aware of a child. They have enlisted the help of several excuse me, specialists throughout the years to help train and guide their officers on what to do and to notice some of the signs. It just looking any disability, any mental disability, you can't see it.
No.
It's not like a physical deformity. It's not somebody in a wheelchair. You can't see it. So knowing the signs of something that could potentially end up happening is insurmountable. In the information is worth its weight in gold. The training is worth its weight in gold.
It's like my mate was saying, is they only come across it once the shit hits the fan, as to say, when they have a meltdown, and then they end up getting arrested, which is probably the most traumatic thing they're going to go, because they don't understand what's going on.
No.
And then they're in a police, and then they realise that actually there might be something wrong, and then things will happen. But I think at that initial first point of contact, of even if you're in a car, or you're a patrol police officer, or you're a beat officer, being able to spot those signs and know how to, it's just a communication. Being taught how to communicate with them is I think is the key. Being spotting it, being able to talk to them in a way that's not threatening, that's not scary. Because if you know you don't need to know the ins and outs of autism. You just need an understanding of it to know you don't come face to face with them. You know you don't go in all demanding and shouty trying to grab them.
You just don't
do it.
Physically grabbing them is a big touch, is a huge thing for most people.
And I think that may be, I think especially in the UK, just from what I've heard, seems to be the key, is just the understanding of looking at it from their perspective.
Mackenzie, my daughter, she's a very huggy person. So the touch thing, but it doesn't bother her to an extent, but she's got to know the person. And it's not just that she needs to know. If she doesn't know the person but we do, game on. She's fine. But there are some other things, other challenges that she's got. Sometimes it's noise, sometimes it's fluorescent lighting in stores. It's things.
But I thought,
I do wish police departments would add these things into their budgets, more so. But it's such I hate using a like a niche thing when it comes to um disabilities and mental health, because it's not niche. Um, Hundreds of thousands of Americans deal with mental health issues every day, and there are hundreds of thousands of children diagnosed all the time with autism spectrum disorder.
hmm,
But it's just something that needs to be more widely talked about and more widely um, discussed,
hmm,
because it doesn't seem like we get enough attention.
but I
And I mean,
thought,
I don't want the attention. It's not
hmm,
for me. It's not for my wife. Mackenzie hates getting attention, but at the same point, we need to advocate for these kids to continue to get these things that they need, to continue to advise and advocate and educate people
hmm,
on not only the signs of an upcoming meltdown, but just, I can't put it in any other way, but just don't be a dick.
hmm. But
I
I
can't.
thought,
I mean,
I thought I'd end the UK one on some good notes, some positives, which we always need positives in our lives, don't we?
well,
Chat.
sometimes the positive can be a negative.
Well, hopefully this is not going to be a negative. I decided to have a bit of a mooch about and found the National Autistic Society, which is the leading charity on advice, guidance on autism, which they offer community forums, training, education for parents and carers of people with autism. We
They're
also,
fairly new. They're fairly new.
oh, okay, and we
Hmm.
have the
But that's not.
autism.
But they're good though. From
Oh,
what I've
okay, and
researched
we've
for
got
them.
the
But they're
Autism
fairly new.
Alliance. Have you heard of that one?
Hmm.
Yeah, so
NAA.
they do loads of stuff. They do supporting adults and children, residential and day services, and they
Dope.
offer a lot of stuff. But what it seems to be, oh, and also, sorry, the NHS. I just typed in, I think my child's autistic, just into Google. I thought, let's have a look, and it came up with the NHS autism page. And can I
Oh,
tell you, the amount of information that is on there is unbelievable. There's forums, there's everything you can go through, just from like Twitter groups, Facebook groups, charities.
mm,
They have all the forms you
yep.
need. So all the information is there. The problem that I found, just to round it all off, is there's the issue of communication between the agencies and the patient and the patient's parent. We seem to, and I don't know whether I'm just sort of saying this just because, but we have a lot of stuff out there to help the UK residents with autism. But
Hmm.
unless you search for it, nothing's given, nothing's offered.
Nope. Nope.
And if you want it, you got to fight for it.
Yes, sir.
So I want to say we're doing a lot as UK residents and as the UK government and charities, which it looks like they are. But every way I turn, it just seems to be like, yeah, it's there, but if you want it, come on, you got to earn it. And a lot
We
of
do.
times that you find that just from even reading that story, you don't have the time, you don't have the mental capacity to actually go through Google, find this stuff, fill out 1,000,001 forms, chase people up, having to go to an office to chase it up. Most people don't have the time. If you're full time working, or even if you're part time, where your husband works and you're at home, or vice versa, you're trying to make this child's life as happy as possible, and dealing with the fact that you think your child's got autism. You don't know what's going on. You don't
Yeah,
understand
you're
it.
questioning yourself the whole time and don't even have the support of finding it out without have to do extra research to figure it out, to tell
Yeah,
them it might happen and hope that they'll help you, which they might not.
yeah, and everyone I've heard is, well, in the end they got there, but they really had to work for it. And
I've heard that
some of
about
the
the
things like
UK.
losing documents. I know I've said it 4 times now, but like losing documents. How can someone lose documents in this day and age?
Thanks for
Wim?
coming out, Lethal. Appreciate it, bud.
Cheers,
Thank you,
mate.
Lethal. That's not the first time I've heard about UK people on children on the spectrum getting their paperwork lost. It's quite common. I don't know how the paperwork's handled, but they don't do a good job of it. You would think that would be important to make
Yeah.
sure it doesn't get lost.
Especially if it's been emailed, because that means the email's gone. That means the document on the computer's gone. You think, has it gone missing, or have you just deleted it?
So excuse me. Yeah, just forget it. Oh, don't worry about that. They don't need that.
If they want it, they'll send it in again. It's good but sad news that there is stuff, but you can look at it from a different perspective, because I was talking to my wife about it. It could be that just the amount of cases that is out there, that these companies and these charities are overwhelmed. But that does not give you the excuse to ignore people, not to get back to an email or even a phone call. So, okay, look, we've got a lot of people. It might take a little bit of time, but we can offer you, go to this charity. We'll refer you to this. No, they just don't get nothing. And even just that one day of not knowing or not hearing back probably feels like years.
The mental health system, the justice system, it's here in the States, overwhelmed, 150,000%. There's people get lost in the system every day.
And then we focus on the wrong things. Truthfully, it's not just because of what we all have in common. There are other things that they just laser focus on these silly little side projects. That's usually a personal vendetta against something. And then you got something major that's happening over here. Oh, that's too much work. Let's focus on this stupid little thing. And they do that a lot, way too much. And I'm sure it's not any different over in the UK in a lot of cases.
We normally find.
I will say though, it starts at home.
Yep.
It starts at home. How you raise your autistic kid is how much you involve yourself. And I firmly believe that it's up to the parent entirely. Up to how you raise your kid, how much you want your kid to know about the diagnosis. What happens if you're in a situation? What if? And it's always like that. For example, when we got into our car accident, I had a seizure when I was driving. I went completely out. I still don't know what happened. Caitlin had to talk to the police. And all because she was ready, because I trained her to be ready. She has papers in her wallet to notify the police. I'm autistic, these are my things. But she was able to voice to the police, not once, but twice when I had a seizure here at home. She had to call 911. It's really honest, true honesty. And it's shitty as hell, but I don't sugarcoat things. It starts at home. And you find out your kid's autistic, I'm telling you now, get on it. You have to. Nothing is given to you. Nothing is going to be done for you. You will always have to fight regardless. Nothing is given. Even if for patients that are trying to get SSI, which is the financial assistance here, and everybody's fighting. You can't, and nothing is handed to you. So either you get the diagnosis, you deal with it, you accept your child for who she or he is, and move on and get that help quickly. Don't sit on shit, because I know parents that sit on shit.
And if you know something in your heart, something needs to be, they need help. Don't give up. Don't ever give up, because you'll know better than the doctor, and just find another doctor if it comes down to it. Keep going until you find someone who's willing to help.
And don't underestimate your child. Don't underestimate your child for shit. No. Don't underestimate, oh, my child's autistic, I can't teach him how to talk to cops. I can't do, no. You keep fucking doing it. Well, Caitlin didn't get it the first time. Let's do it.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Caitlin wasn't verbal to the age of 10. She wasn't potty trained till she was 10. She's only been talking out loud for 9 years. No. And I still got a long way to go. But it's really, and I hate to, and I know some people may not like it, but again, it starts here. It starts here at home, and what you want your child to have. You are the one. You are the number one advocate for that kid. And you could say, well, they didn't refer me. Yeah, you should know that. Honestly, nothing is given to you. In true honesty. So what do? You fight and you research and you do shit and you keep on. Find parents. Just don't sit on the diagnosis and figure, okay, my kid's autistic. I'm gonna get an OT and a PT and no. You fight for fucking everything. Everything. Because life does not stop for these kids. For
No.
nobody.
Thank you, David.
For nobody in this life. Does that? Just a really big believer on that. Just depends on the parent, how much they want to fight for it.
And
But-
you do have to do some preparation to make sure your child's ready, because not everybody's going to respond the way they should. So you want to get your child ready. Sorry, Adam.
That's right. All I was saying is obviously it does start at home and you do need to push, but there should be, this day and age with technology
No, now.
and that, there should be a way that as soon as that email gets sent, I believe this child has autism, from your doctor, your nurse, your GP, as soon as that email is sent, it is sent to everyone, all the agencies. And just for that, I think for parents, because obviously I don't have a child with autism, I don't have children at all at the moment, that just to get that email back from different charities saying, okay, we've been told your child might have, this is what we can do. Just that sort of backwards and forwards. So I can guarantee if you don't pay your TV license or that, they're on your ass quicker than anybody. Why is it when we need help, you have to fight for it, but when you're in the wrong, fuck me, they come down on you like a ton of bricks, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's on your door.
If you look at Caitlin's report from 17 years ago, where there was no at the end of the report, to now, the recent one I just saw of a guy who came to me to help him with his daughter. Now on the report, you can go here for help. You can do this. I didn't have that. There was nothing. Here, Hope, you should go here. You should go here. No. Now in your reports, it is included
in there.
to who you can contact on the papers. It's up to you whether you want to reach out, but it's now included in the reports, which is a small step, but there needs to be more. There needs to be more. Just in general, for everybody and anything, mental health to just cancer to anything. You can't be stuck up there not knowing what the fuck you're gonna do. You just can't.
Some of it's financial support comes from any form of mental or physical illness.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit more in the US than in the UK, because you guys do have the universal healthcare, which helps to some degree. But you know, sometimes it comes down to the fact of not having the money for the child to get what they need, or a person to get what they need to even survive or live.
Yep.
And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
I just can't believe that the US are charging you guys for healthcare. It's like, I couldn't believe it. Like, my sister had to go and get braces. I should have had braces, but I decided against it. I wish I did. But hers was free. And then when I found out how much you guys have to pay for
thousands of dollars,
it's like my aunt in Missouri.
Insurance is a big business here.
Yeah,
as with anything else.
So is healthcare. Big business, lots of money, and that's one of the reasons they make money off you being sick.
It's
You're not sick, they don't make money.
It's like, even with like not autism, like my aunt had cancer and she lived in Missouri, and the whole time she was dealing with it, just this debt was racking up. A, you don't need that when you're dealing with cancer. B, you don't need all these letters coming through. Oh, now you owe this much. Oh, you want to go for this treatment? Oh, now you're going to owe that much. Stress is the biggest killer. Stress will kill you. And on top of having to deal with diagnosis and cancer, these companies going, oh, okay, you want to survive? How much can I squeeze out of you? I find it atrocious. It's disgusting.
That's where I'm at with my chemo medicine. I have to worry how I'm going to pay for that. My treatments before that came out of my pocket. Like I told Tim, it sucks not knowing how you need. This is life-saving.
Yeah.
Life-saving. And
it's like my dear old nan, she got diagnosed with breast cancer that then went to her lymph nodes. They gave her 6 months. She lived like 7-8 years. She ended up coming to live with us. She was a proper fighter. She didn't have to pay. We didn't pay for anything. Everything was given to us. And to know that if you're in a family that you struggle just to go from month to month, you live paycheck to paycheck, trying to spend $1,000 even for a pair of braces. And
It's
then you
actually
think,
almost
Thing-
worse in that situation. Like you said, diagnosed, expected 6 months.
yeah,
So you prepare for 6 months worth of savings, make sure everything's set for 6 months, and then you go for 7 years. Wouldn't even be able to afford the treatments. No way in US.
No.
Impossible.
Mm-mm.
Unless you're rich.
If it's
No.
one thing I've learned in the time knowing Adam, just about every Brit is fucking stubborn.
yeah,
So
Well, yeah.
it goes to show that an elderly woman diagnosed with cancer in the UK lived 8 years because she basically said to the doctors,
Exactly.
she was a strong
Take it
old
easy.
girl.
It
But-
seems like y'all got some fucking longevity there over there, man. Shit.
Yeah. We got a spare
They just-
bedroom.
Got
You and
living till
Caitlin
they're
come move
106.
over. We'll happily keep you.
Yeah, go ahead and move over there. You'll instantly become too stubborn to ever pass away.
I'm already like that. That's why you stay evil and you'll never fucking die, dude.
you know, I wanna rewind to a couple of things that Adam had said. And you know, another thing that I've picked up while talking to you guys. My wife is 100% a planny Annie.
Annie.
We have Mackenzie has her own book that we bring to doctors' offices and whatnot. Well, we don't have to anymore, but any sort of any paperwork that had to do with her diagnosis, her health care, her whatever, is in a binder that's about that thick. We've progressively had to buy bigger binders over the years, but that goes back to also what Hope said, that it starts at home.
Yep.
That was the first thing my wife did, was she needs to make sure that everything is there. Oh, you said this, but you said this on another date.
Mm-hmm.
Or you lost the paperwork? There
Yeah,
you go.
I have it in
Yep.
triplicate,
Yep.
carbon copied,
Mm-hmm.
and the mental health aspect for the parents, like Adam said. My wife and I broke down hysterically, and not because we were sad that our daughter was diagnosed with autism. It was because we finally had a definitive fucking answer. We finally had that concrete, what we knew in our hearts. We finally we it's not that we needed to know. We needed them to know. And now they do.
You shouldn't have to fight for it. You
No,
shouldn't.
You
but
shouldn't.
that's just it. As a
And you
parent,
should-
don't
I
give up
remember-
until you.
Go on, sorry.
Look, the United
Um,
States has been fighting
okay.
stupid people for hundreds of years. I mean, look at the Boston Tea Party.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm not saying
You didn't go.
anything.
You didn't go there. You didn't go there.
Oh, I go there all the time, Tim.
I was saying, like, how much does I don't want to pry on money. How much does it cost for a doctor's appointment in America?
With or without insurance.
Without.
With a deductible or without.
Just,
A specialist
without,
or just a
completely
primary
without.
care, a physician's assistant
If
or
you
a
have
doctor.
in Massachusetts, if you have zero insurance, just an emergency room visit, you're looking at walking through the door $700. And that's you walking through the door. If you're brought in on an ambulance, bump that up to probably a couple thousand. And then the $700 at the ER, and then the testing, and then the doctor coming in going, oh, you have this, this, and this. All right, we're gonna run these tests and go fuck yourself. That's probably, that whole visit's probably gonna cost you about $7-8 grand. With no
Caitlin was
insurance.
$25,000 when we got
With
into
no
our car
insurance.
accident. Caitlin,
25 grand.
25 grand. And we were in the hospital for a day and a half.
When I went in for my heart stent, I didn't realize I had a lapse of insurance going on. It got fixed, but scarily enough, even with it fixed, I had to pay $12,000 out of pocket, but the initial bill was over $60,000 for having heart stents put in.
But if you see a primary
And
doctor,
I
in their
spent,
office,
and I
it's about
spent 2
$200.
nights in the hospital. That's it.
But a primary
It's
visit is
disgusting.
about $200 to $300 an hour.
So, like, Josh, like when you're saying you have to go from doctor to doctor, every time that doctor says no, you got to spend more money. Just so
Yep.
you're spending and spending and spending just to get that label to then get
So
the
if you're doing
treatment that's
that,
needed.
Yeah,
for
with
a
my
child,
lupus, I have 4 doctors.
Excuse my French, but that's completely fucked up.
Oh, we're beyond French, dude.
Oh, we're beyond that. I'm just holding back.
there you
Oh,
go.
little bit.
let loose.
Aaron
I've,
said-
I've clicked on not for kids on this, so you can swear as much as you want.
Yeah, Ern said $130 for him without insurance
Fuck.
for a regular appointment. And
Yep.
if you go to the emergency room, the price goes way, way up, skyrocket.
You know,
Yep.
looking back in chat, Mowgli brought up a really good point too. Healthcare, not health cure.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah,
can
US
people
works
sleep
that
at
way.
night with knowing that they're just taking money off people that need help?
You can even watch it the way they push for, like, not just the healthcare, but the organizations that support, like, anti-cancer, the ones that are trying to cure cancer. But they won't actually cure it because then they'd be out of a job. So they do a good job of keeping it low and then let it slowly rise. And then they do it low,
Yep.
and then they won't ever get rid of it. And it's the same with the
With autism, same shit.
all of the organizations over here do that. They won't actually cure anything or fix anything because they don't make money. If they cure it, they lose their job.
That's why I don't support one of them.
Childbirth.
That's why I don't support one of the organizations.
$70,000.
Fuck
For that.
off.
Yeah. Yep.
Just for your kid to have birth, just for your wife or your friend to give birth.
Yeah, and
How much?
that's probably 60 or 70 grand, and that's a natural birth. You have to have a C-section. That goes up because of the surgical procedure.
And that's just the hospital visit at the end. That's not including all the appointments.
Oh no, like when I was pregnant with Caitlin, I was 3 months into the pregnancy and I was already going to have her 3 months. They put me in the hospital for 2 months upside down, so I didn't put pressure down on the cervix upside down. So include that. Plus, when I gave birth to her, it was close to $1 million when we got out. And she wasn't even out in the world yet. Yep.
And I heard it cost $1 million to support a child from birth to 18. You've already spent that before Caitlin was even born.
Yeah, before she even came out the door, raging. Nope.
Fuck.
It was crazy.
And then on top of that, even if we go back into like vaping tobacco way, like the MSA money that people are making money off people smoking, from someone on the outside, it's disgusting. I'm probably going to get banned from YouTube from saying this, but what they're doing to you guys is fucking disgusting.
It is.
Yeah, we won't get banned for that. But
no,
Lady Liberty's right. There's $350 a day when she had a bone infection and had her toe removed. Just for the antibiotic treatment, she had to go in once a day to get an IV treatment, and it was $350 a day before their insurance kicked in. And that was only because she had signed special paperwork and get something through the local township to help her with their insurance. Otherwise, that was the cost. And they
every chemo, even every chemo treatment I had, it was $2,500
for 7 weeks. She had to go.
And I did it, and I've done it 4 times here and once oral. So I'm on my 5th run.
And you're talking about $2,500 a day for a drug that is designed to kill cancer cells, but it also attacks other systems in your body.
Yeah.
I'll put this into perspective for you. If I've got to get antibiotics, the only thing I have to pay is £9.80 per packet. So say like if they give me two lots of one drug, that's £9.80. If you're pregnant, you don't pay for any medicines you need, even if it's not attributed to the pregnancy. Because just so you know, my wife's 8 weeks pregnant now,
Oh, you decided to announce that?
Yeah, I just thought I'd just throw it out
Oh,
there.
congratulations!
I know it's a bit early, but I thought because it's sort of
You
it's
just
sort of-
said you didn't have any kids. You got one. It's just not out yet.
it's just
it's in
not
the
out yet. But
They're still building it.
Still under construction.
You gotta bake it. You gotta bake it. You gotta bake the bun.
She's baking the
Oh, how
bun.
pretty. Congratulations, Adam.
Your
Congratulations to your wife.
£9.80 is
Aw.
$14 American.
But like what I was saying, because that now she's been registered as pregnant, and that took literally 10 minutes. It was literally you had to get a doctor's appointment, and they put it through to say, oh, she's pregnant. Went through to the pharmacy, and it's on there. You get a little card, and even if you don't have the card, it's on the system. Every medicine you need. See, my wife suffers from a little bit of eczema, and even her eczema cream is free. Free dental care. Well, we get free dental care anyway, but
How much did it cost to the doctor's appointment?
Free.
How much it cost it?
Everything's
Yeah,
free.
see, that would never happen.
That would never
never.
happen here, ever.
Even
Never,
with full
ever, ever.
insurance coverage, you'll never have a free doctor's appointment.
Nope.
There's always a copay. Always.
Somebody will always pay. Hmm.
Yeah.
When I was
copay,
pregnant, I
The only
paid.
thing we pay is in
deductible.
time. I went to A&E and sat there for 6 hours, but I didn't have to. We have to pay for parking, which is I think I think last time I was there was like £5, and we was there for
What if
like
you need-
7 hours. All the
What if
tests
you
were
need an
free.
ambulance ride?
What's that? Sorry?
What if you had to have an ambulance pick you
No,
up?
it's free.
Well, then why don't pay for parking? Just get them pick you up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
$9.99. What's your emergency?
They gotta make
And I know-
some money somewhere. man.
Emergency.
I mean, shit.
How close are you to the mall? Yeah, I'm having chest pain.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm there. Okay, I feel so much better. Thank you.
Thank you for the ride. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but we.
How long for the catch on?
But now you can see
No.
why it's so mental to me when you guys are talking about all this, because it's like, nah. The most I spend is £9.80, or if I'm on multiple, it's £9.80 for each different type of medicine I need.
That's dope, though. That's
And if
amazing.
it's a long-term issue, like say like with you, Hope, if you was over here, you can get a long-term certificate card, which all your medicines are free.
Oh, it's like KVTV is talking about medication costs. I'm supposed to have my EpiPen. Half the time I don't have one because
Yep.
you get $100. You pay over $100 for the copay part of it to get the pen that lasts
Yep.
for a year. And then if you didn't use it, well, you wasted $100.
Oh,
It's like,
my little nephew, he's only 4 or 5. He needs an EpiPen. We have 5 hours, one in his bag, one at home, and when they run out, we just go get new ones. We don't get.
oh,
I don't think we get charged.
Yeah.
So do we
Be-
get charged for
Before,
EpiPens?
before
that'd be
they,
$500-600 out of
Do we
pocket
get
if I
charged
tried
for
to do
EpiPens?
that.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's after regulation.
All free.
Before they not so much deregulated EpiPens, but put through legislation to lower the cost. You were looking at like $2,000-3,000 per EpiPen.
Yeah, it was ridiculous before.
You need to get your baby a red and white and blue wig.
Red
Afro
one.
wig.
Red and white, blue.
Can be done. Can be
I'm
done.
thinking now. I'm thinking of the baby now. I'm like,
You gotta get the baby a little hoodie with a little like fake hair sticking out.
yeah, with all the
That'd be
fake hair, dude.
awesome.
just jam on it, like fuck it. You know what I mean?
Someone could even crochet one, like do a pom pom, but make it
first
look
thing
like
that
hair.
kid's gonna wear out of
I'm
out
trying to
of the
figure
womb
out what I'm gonna get him
is
or
gonna
her.
be a Cloud Cartel onesie.
Oh, but see, on because all my merch is on that Teespring, they do baby grows in that, and I'm like, well, is
Your
that
baby
so?
needs Sesame Street.
I
items.
disagree.
They have
Definitely.
I
all
disagree.
those.
We gotta get a little Duchess hoodie for it because it's gonna be royalty.
Yeah, but
baby
Dodgers is
needs
fake
Sesame
royalty
Street.
though. That's the thing. It's fake royalty.
Just like Meghan Markle.
Yeah, wannabe. Oh, we all love
So,
Duchess though. He's a good geezer.
One thing
Yes.
my wife brought up, she actually just sent me a text message to ask me to talk about mass health. So in Massachusetts and most states in the United States, we have state-sponsored healthcare, meaning they may or may not pay if you qualify.
Yep.
They don't
Yep,
pay
and-
shit.
And our governor here in Texas wants to get rid of Texas Medicare, which is the same thing that Medicaid that
Yep.
Josh is talking about. He wants to get rid of it. Yep. No help with healthcare. You're fucked.
That falls right into KVTV, Texas.
Mhm.
Before Medicaid was $27,000 when you saw the bill. Now imagine if they got rid of that. That would be
Mhm.
$27,000. He'd have to pay out of pocket some way, somehow.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is shocking. That's why I'm quite happy. This is not going to cost me anything apart from parking.
I'm glad though. I'm happy for you. I'm happy
And a
for
lot
you
of
though.
sleep.
I
A
mean,
lot of sleep later on.
I'm catching up on
as
that now.
jealous. Don't worry, you'll pay later.
Yeah.
Trust and believe. You will pay when that baby come out.
I like the
It's
baby
waking you
beard
up every
beanie
30
idea,
minutes.
though.
It's because they take the piss out of me, the both of them, because I can't grow a beard. They call me Bernie No Beard.
Oh, you might as well get the baby a beard beanie then, because that'd probably be the
So
only chance they
this
ever
is
have
two.
to
This
have
is
one.
like over 2 weeks, and it's just pure neck bum fluff.
We can get the baby a beard, Tim, right? The crocheted beards that we sell here.
But that's
Get a
what he's
crochet
talking
beard
about.
for the
That's
baby.
what KV's TV's talking about.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
only beard
with
the
a head.
baby will ever have
Yeah.
because he's got Adam's
Yeah.
genes.
Well, let's hope he gets
We'll
the
get the
missus
baby that.
genes.
Boy or girl? We'll
Wait a
get
minute,
it.
you
We'll,
don't even know if
I'm
it's a boy
down.
or girl yet, do you?
No, not yet.
So it might be a
Not yet.
girl. Hopefully the girl does not have a beard, just saying.
Hey, you could make a lot of money with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's dope.
we're going
So
for
excited.
a early scan thing tomorrow. So just to make sure everything's all healthy, we paid for private. And
Yay!
even for that, for a ultrasound and a health check, that was private, £75, and they print off pictures and 3D, all that stuff.
That
So
would cost
so
a heck of
here
a lot more here.
they don't do 3D scans in healthcare, hospitals, clinics, stuff like that. When we found out we were pregnant with Mackenzie, we wanted a 3D. We wanted to get the sex early. We ended up going to a place that you ready for this? They were called Womb with a View.
Dope. I'm all over it.
But
I'm all over it.
yeah, it cost us a bit of money, but we got the 3D
Yep.
pictures and everything
Yep.
else.
Yeah, this is private though. This is not even NHS. This is for like they call it like the rich people. Like if you don't want to go private, but still £75.
The rich
Drink some
people had to
orange
pay
soda.
$75. Ooh.
Yo, Adam, tell her to drink some orange soda before they take the pictures. Then the baby will start
Start moving.
doing the robot and shit like Caitlin did.
I'll have to
drank
tell her
orange
that.
soda. No, you see, it's
You
Caitlin.
earn. You should get a 3D printed fetus.
Do you know
and
what?
you see Caitlin
If I get
moving
a
and
3D
shit.
printer, that's the first thing I'm gonna print right there.
My brother-in-law's got one.
Put it on a
We
wall
might have to
behind me.
do that.
Your baby would do the robot, guaranteed, bro. Do it.
I'll tell her that
awesome.
when we go up. I think she's watching it upstairs, so.
Adam, you'll have to send me one and I can hang it behind me and say, yeah, that's Adam's fetus.
That's definitely got to be a thing. Just get them on necklaces and just sell them.
T-shirts. Adam's fetus.
I'm so happy for you. I'm all focused now on the baby.
Well,
And then you
thank
can
you.
have the and on the back you can have and then they have a picture of yours and her feet, footprints, and said, and our feet us.
You're stupid, dude. I'm gonna slap your face.
I'm sure she will after the stream. Oh, not to no, because I got another stream after this stream, so I'm good for a couple hours.
Have-
Yeah.
I think
You're,
we've reached
safe.
a point where I don't know about you guys, but I just kind of want to bring this into talking about trucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
If nobody has any objections to that, I know
Crack on.
Nope.
It brings
Number one.
It brings us out of our autism talk and our autism awareness, but it brings to light one of our own. For those of you listening, and may or may not know who the vaping trucker is, he was. It was. Why am I saying that? He is a a reviewer He drove a truck for a living, and that, from what I understand, was his, other than his companion, was his life. Um, he he loved OTR trucking, and it's a sad state that it's been announced that his cancer is terminal. So on May 7th at 6 p.m. over on Fresh O3's YouTube channel, they will be starting a 24-hour live stream. The GoFundMe is already live. Tim has just put it in chat, along with everything that I've said in any of our episodes, anything that I've said anywhere else. I can't force you to do anything. And still being in the middle of that pandemic and still people unemployed, don't feel as though that you need to donate anything. If you can't, everybody understands. But what you can do is you can share the shit out of that GoFundMe, your personal page, your private page, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your YouTube, whatever it is. Every share will eventually get to somebody who can make a donation. And it doesn't have to be sizable. It could be a buck. If all you can spare is a buck, spare a buck. You can spare 5, 10, 20, whatever it is.
Don't buy that coffee from Starbucks and just put it in the GoFundMe.
Right.
Yep.
He is going to need our help with medication. And that is one of the things that the OG vaping community was always about, was helping one another. We need to get back to that. We as a community have fallen off the horse
Yep.
a couple of times.
Yep.
We are slowly getting back to what things used to be, but we need a lot of work, and we need to get behind this cause.
And I'm glad that the lives that we've been doing on IG have brought us together. That's what I'm known for, is bringing people together. It's not about lupus. It's not always about autism. It's about you guys, how y'all are feeling, what you got going on, what is happening. Because when I came onto the scene, yeah, it was about vaping. But then I started doing lives during my chemo treatments, and everything changes, especially with Trucker, that he now is going to have to be resting and comfortable till it's all said and done. We need to help.
He
We
had a
need to
PET scan
remember
on
that.
Monday, and that's when it went from trying to get money together to help him with his treatments to this is more or less to help him get through the next. It's 6 months to a year is his prognosis on it. So
Are they
make him
gonna
as comfortable as you
do?
can.
Are they going to do any kind of treatments, anything at all, or are they just pretty much saying?
At this point, it sounds like they're gonna more just try to keep him comfortable, which is still
Comfort
gonna
care.
cost some money. Comfort
So are
care.
they going to get hospice for him at that
Don't
point,
know.
or we're not touching that quite yet?
Do we know what state he lives in?
I do not know what state he lives in.
I need to know that.
Somebody
That would be
closer
helpful.
to him. If anybody out there is close to Mike or Truck and Vapor, whatever you want to call him, if you know what state he's from, drop one of us a message on any social media, or you can email me at vaping_Jedi@outlook.com, or the podcast Across the Pond US UK @gmail. And I want to do some research. I'm going to dig into that state's laws and regulations when it comes.
That's what I was telling Tim, Josh, about Trucker, that if he's from Texas, I can help him because I have a social worker still.
And
with me.
also, if
So-
you do know him or have met him or used to watch his lives, even if you haven't recently, reach out to him, let him know you care. Just
Yep.
say, hey, love you.
His
bro," or
lives, he
something
was a
like
funny son of a bitch.
that. He was, and a very kind
Yep.
individual. So he deserves some help for sure.
Most definitely. I donated what I could, and that's all you can do. Then that's all you can do. $1, it just doesn't matter.
And for
if you
those
can't,
who
share it.
like to get something back while the live is going on, anything beforehand won't make it. It's just going to be a donation to help him. While that's
Yep.
going on, there will be giveaways there and a big giveaway at the end. It's not your giveaway. It's like you're buying for every $5. I think you get a ticket to kind of win things with
raffle.
throughout the live while it's on. Yeah, like a raffle thing. That'll be going on through there, and might be some separate giveaways because it's going to be broken up into different segments for different areas. Like the US has a segment, and I think Australia and UK are doing theirs together. And then I forget what the other one is. That they're going to do that. There's 3 to 4 different areas. Again, we work together. And then we'll have a couple hours at the beginning and at the end where they're going to do some individual little things. But it's going to be a
I
good
didn't
show.
want to get anything, Tim. I didn't want anything. That's why I donated before the show, because I just, for me, it's all him. It's all about him. I don't care what I get out of it. There's nothing I want out of it. I want him to benefit more than anything.
Right.
This goes
Not
back
about
to
the
the
prizes,
to
you
the
guys.
team free shit. Don't
Yep.
none of us on this panel want to hear of you
Nope.
going to one of these vendors who have graciously put up their wares to raise money for this gentleman
Yep.
and asking for free shit.
Even during the Autism Awareness Month, right, Josh? Same shit.
Yeah,
We
no.
still got 2 more weeks to go with giveaways. I don't want to find out. If
I remember these people are already hurting it during this time. The industry is
Yep.
kind of in a flux already, and they're still donating and trying to support the community, the family. So that says enough right there. Don't ask for more. They're already doing more than they even need to.
The folks that have donated to Autism Awareness, Nick from Rescue D-Liquid, Nick Green, Homeboy OC, Dwayne, Eric, Vinyl and Vapor, any of the CBD companies.
Autism Movement Project, to Vicious Vixens, to
Duchess.
We will get
Duchess.
Adam and I will get a list of websites together of who made those donations to Hope's live streams and where those are distributed, and we'll put them in the description of this video, so you have a one-stop access. Go buy something from those people,
please. Mitch
we are
included.
not big vapor. We are small business. Homeboy is a small business. Eric is a small business. Nick is a small business. Nick Green is a small business. They need help.
They do.
Yep.
They do. And just because Trucker's doing this 24-hour giveaway, guys, understand, again, it's for the cause.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that you can't go and pay for the raffle just because I didn't. That's just me. I couldn't do it. And I'm not judging anybody who's doing, go pay for the raffle, please. That'll help him. But if you can, donate anything you can, raffle the stuff, but don't hound the companies, especially as big as a live that this is going to be. There's a lot more companies involved in my giveaways with Josh and Tim. Respect one another. That is fucking huge. I cannot express that fucking enough.
Respect. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, because that's been happening lately, and I ain't fucking liking it.
No, I have no problem calling you out if you're being a dick either.
Truth. Facts. I don't fuck around like that. Sorry. I love everybody. I do. I love all you guys, but y'all will fuck around and no. Ain't gonna happen. But I love you guys. Thank you.
We have come to our wrapping up point.
Yep.
I know Tim's got a stream starting in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a lighthearted game stream if anyone wants to go over. We're gonna be adult. I'll have the family filter on. It just doesn't work. So yeah.
So we're gonna go.
That never works.
Around the room again and let everybody say their goodbyes and pimp their shit and promote yourself, promote somebody else, do what you need to do. Since we're graciously hosted by my buddy Adam, we'll start with you.
Okay. You can find me at www.thecloudcarteluk.com. There's order forms there to get some coils. There's also merch. There's also a new Across the Pond t-shirt. So if you go into official merch, at the bottom, underneath all my shit, there's some t-shirts. I will be upgrading it to ones for females as well. I'll be doing new artwork for it. So I just put a couple on there, but keep your eye on it. There's going to be some good, and there is fluffy sizes as well, up to 5XL, down to extra small.
You
Keep an
knew
eye
what
out,
I
and
was
if you
gonna
don't like
say.
it now, keep an eye out there for the fetus shirt coming soon.
Yeah, they will. Fetus shirts coming soon.
Yes. Fetus shirts. Yep.
Also, I do a coil building show with KVTV and Mufasa von Vape Slut, aka Duchess Coils. That's happening next weekend, next Sunday. It's going to be a good show, so drop by on this YouTube channel, my one, and come join us in chat and have a laugh and take the piss out of Duchess, because that's what we all love to do. Apart from that, thank you everybody for taking the time to come on the live special. Over to you, Hope.
Hi, what's up? I'm still doing it to myself, like Josh wanted to know. What's up, robot style, y'all? You can find me on IG, Texas Mama 09. I am on break again. I won't be back till Monday. Then I'll be off again. If I'm not around, please DM me. If you have my phone number, text me. That's the best way to reach me. Josh learned that. A lot of people learned that. So reach me there. Support one another, love one another, respect one another. As Josh says, don't be a dick. I don't fuck with that.
You kick him in a
I don't
biscuit,
fuck
don't
with
you?
I'll kick you in the biscuit or in the bush. There's the bush.
Yes,
That bush has
the
been
bush
laid.
made an appearance.
Bush has been laid.
There it is. Coming soon, its own IG. I've been saying that for years now. I need to get on that IG for the bush.
That's it. I'm helping you hook
probably
this
have
up
more
so you
followers
get
than they'll probably have more followers than me.
You need the
Yeah.
24-hour bush stream.
Right? Right? It's just you see random shit crawling up. That's fucking dope. Shut up. But I love you guys. Thank y'all for everything. I will be on Monday, IG Live. Feel free to join me. Autism Movement Project will be on from New Jersey, a gym that helps autistic children get down and get funky and get their physical needs on. So make sure y'all turn into that. We're gonna give away some swag from the company. So yeah, love you guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Our pleasure.
An absolute pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, what do you got,
Tim.
buddy?
An Advocate for Liberty. You can find me almost on any social media under An Advocate for Liberty. But I don't even care about any of that right now. Honestly, if you can support Vacant Trucker by sharing that link or helping him out,
Yep.
and I have a feeling the link is going to be up after. Partially, even look. I mean, don't forget about him, regardless, because like Adam said, that 6-month diagnosis turned into 7 years. Let's hope that happens, or he goes into remission somehow. But at the same time, it's not going to be cheap, and if the option comes available, it's not going to be a cheap option. So he's going to need the money in order to survive for as
Yep.
long as
Yep.
he can. So support him. That's what I want people to do.
Yep.
I don't
That's
care
what I
about
would
me. Don't worry about him.
care about him.
Yep.
Well, ladies and germs, for Across the Pond, I'm Josh, the Vaping Jedi. I can be found on Instagram at @the_Vaping Jedi. You can email me if you feel the need to at vaping_Jedi@outlook.com. If you have any suggestions for topics that you want to hear on this podcast, or to be honest, in the future, it's going to eventually become a YouTube live show. So that's official. We really want to get the chat's involvement, and tonight has been phenomenal with you guys. So Across the Pond, US, UK at gmail.com. You have Adam's Teespring for some of the podcast merch, as well as his merch and his coils. You can now, if you feel like it, again, because you're an adult and I can't tell you what to do. We now have a Patreon. We're gonna push it. We'd like to push it. If anybody feels the want to throw us some money, that'd be great. We're not pushing it as in you have to. Literally everything that comes in from that Patreon, because right now everything's out of pocket. Fees for Zoom, fees for SoundCloud, anything, upgrades to equipment. That's exactly where it's going to go. It's not going to go in our pockets, and we're not going to spend it on stupid, frivolous shit. It's going to go right towards the podcast, right towards every platform that we can get onto. Because this little COVID boredom cure has turned into a real fucking blast.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good fun. It's
so-
only going to get better.
And we've got so many things planned for the future. We've got so many guests that are starting to line up, and that alone has been great. Just, people who want to come on and talk to us. So Patreon, across the pond, do what you like. Thank you, everybody, not just the folks here on this panel, but everybody in chat. Thank you for being who you are.
Give up.
And making this night just a little bit better for all of us. Anybody have any other questions, concerns, anything? Anybody clear the desk? What do we got?
Get over to KVTV. Drunken Apple Cakes. Amazing. Just thought I'd throw that in
Yes,
there.
that is a soon to get thing.
We've
Yes.
got nothing
amazing.
but love for everybody here. Everybody in this community, everybody is special. If you haven't heard from anybody, like Tim has said, reach out. You might just very well save that person's life.
Oh, and just to let y'all know, May 4th on
May the
Tim's
4th?
Zoom channel, we'll have Caitlin's 20th birthday live
Oh, nice.
on Tim's Zoom channel. We want to have another COVID party for everybody. We had 200 people show up last year, so look out for that. We'll be celebrating Caitlin's 20th birthday. We're just gonna have cake, sing, dance. Everybody danced on Zoom last year. It was dope. But it's on
Sounds
May 4th,
amazing.
so may the force be with you. Yeah, don't ask Josh like I did. Before you go, I asked Josh, do you like Star Wars? No, your name Vaping Jedi means nothing.
No. Not
I felt so fucking stupid. I was like, oh. Okay.
And everybody, don't forget to follow and like anybody that we've mentioned. The Mixing It Up guys, Sifu, Mitch Hoggett, KVTV,
Overdrip.
Uncle Chris, Overdrip, phenomenal guys.
Even Duchess. I mean,
Uh,
why not?
Yeah.
I was
Maybe
getting
not.
there.
Maybe
Oh,
not.
wait a minute. I should actually mention What in Horror podcast with Lando that I do every other week too. If I don't, I will get yelled at for that because I always forget. But that's yeah.
All right, guys.
All
Well,
the guys over at Codename Wired, Duchess, KVTV, and Adam. Yeah, I'm
I
good.
think that's it. So
I think
everybody,
we've had an awesome show.
be
Again,
nice
thank
to
you
each
everybody
other.
for coming out and hanging out with us. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Tim, for coming. Big love to you guys.
Thank you for everything.
We will see you in the very near future.
Give a Caitlin